The first product I'm going to use is called rigid Collodion. In short, this product creates a scar-like tissue by pulling your skin. You will already see this effect after I've applied only one layer. This product takes about a minute to dry with every layer you apply. It's best applied on a skin area that has some loose skin, so that it has more skin to pull on. If you're applying this on your knee, like me, it's better to stretch your leg. I couldn't do that while I was filming, but I did stretch my leg between layers. This way the collodion can pull on more loose skin and the scab area will look better. As you can see, I'm applying a second layer of collodion on my first layer. The more layers you apply, the deeper the scab area will look. After applying each layer, wait about 1 or 2 minutes before applying the next one. You can apply as many layers as you want, but don't overdo it. I went for 3 to 4 layers, which looked fine for this tutorial. So when I stretched my leg, you can see that the collodion looks even better afterwards, so I suggest you apply the collodion while stretching your leg. Just be careful when you bend your knee, because if you bend it too fast, it might rip the collodion. Next up, I'm taking a cotton ball and I'm pulling some of the fibers off. Now these fibers will form the actual scab on our knee. I'm using liquid latex with a Q-tip to apply the fibers. You want to apply the latex in the middle of the collodion, so keep the edges clear. Carefully add the fibers. Remember, less is more, so start off by applying a small amount. You can always add more. If the fibers start to stick on your fingers or on the Q-tip, clean your hands or take a new Q-tip, because as soon as the fibers start to stick together, you might pull off the whole thing and you will have to apply the latex again. After applying some fibers, you can add some more latex to seal them in. Repeat this process until you have a nice scabby looking area in the middle of your collodion. While I'm waiting for the latex to dry, I'm taking some normal Scotch tape and I'm sticking it all around the scab area. Don't put it on the collodion because you don't want to damage it. I'm using this for my next step, which is applying the color. This will make more sense in a minute. I gently touched the latex to check if it had dried, but sadly enough it was still wet, so I slightly ruined it. So be patient and let it dry for about 5 minutes or more. Normally latex dries pretty fast and it turns translucent, but because of the fibers the scab area stayed white. The first color I'm going to apply is a yellow grease paint. I'm using a soft brush to apply my colors. When taking the colors, I always make sure to wipe off most of the residue on a paper towel or on my hand. You want to start off by using a very small amount of the grease paint. The second color I'm using is a bright red. Again, I'm wiping off most of the color on a paper towel before applying it. The third color might look weird, but I actually looked up a real scab before I started, and I noticed it had some dark green patches in it. This color will also fade in the end, so don't be afraid to use some different colors when you start off. The most common color seen in a scab is brown, of course, so I'm adding some light brown grease paint to my scab. After dusting on some different colors, I'm switching to a smaller brush and I'm going to apply this red looking brown around the edges of my scab. This will make the actual area more obvious and it will allow me to take off the scotch tape in the next step. I'm also using my fluffy brush to blend out this color. When the scab area is starting to show, it's time to take off the tape. As you can see, the step helped me by keeping the surrounding area clean. I'm now going to clean off the edges by using some eye makeup removing pads. The eye makeup remover is strong enough to wipe away the grease paint, but it won't harm the collodion. So go around the edges, remembering to wipe away from the scab and being careful when coming close to the collodion. In the end, you want to take a dry tissue to wipe away the leftover remover. You can then take a red with a pink undertone and a soft brush. Again, you want to wipe off most of the grease paint. I'm using this pink red to apply around the scab because the area around it will always look slightly irritated. Don't overdo this step and don't go around the whole scab. If you apply too much, wipe it away with your finger or a tissue. At this point, the scab doesn't look that realistic, so I'm taking a dark brown grease paint and some blood paste. I'm going to mix these two on my hand so that I get a dark red which I can apply over my scab. I think this step is really important because it makes the scab look more like dried blood and less like some weird looking skin disease. Start adding your mixture on some random areas on the scab. At this point it will hopefully start to look more real. This will also make the scab a lot darker and shinier, because the grease paint makes it look very dry. You can add some of the colors you used before to get more of a variety of colors. By mixing it with the blood, the colors will start to come together. The last step is to seal in everything by applying a thin layer of latex. This will mix the colors and the blood some more and add some extra shine. So this is what it looks like when the latex is dried. I wasn't fully satisfied with the result because it was pretty hard to apply this on myself and not being able to see exactly what I was doing because I had to keep my knee bent. So some extra tips for you guys. If you're doing this on yourself, stretch your leg so you can actually see what you're doing. Look up a real scab to get a better idea of the colors you need to apply, and make sure you take your time when applying the latex. My latex peeled a bit, which is slightly visible. If you think the scab looks too shiny, you can add some translucent powder. This takes away the shine. In this shot you can see the collodion was too loose because I kept my knee bent. If you had applied it on a stretched knee, the result would look more tight. So I hope this was helpful in a way. I will most definitely practice this one some more. If you have any suggestions, questions or requests, you can leave a comment or contact me on Facebook. See you guys until next time. Have a great day. Goodbye.